What's up, everyone? Welcome to popculture.com's group chat, where we talk about all the reality TV news that we care about and you really need to know. I'm one of your hosts, Anna Rumor.
And I'm Jameson Brown.
And I'm Victoria McGotomy.
We have an awesome show for you this week. It's talking about all the craziness that has gone down because Kanye announced that he was running for president. And then gave and then gave quite a troubling interview with Forbes that made me certainly not want to vote for him, but we'll go into that later because you're not going to be able to vote for him. There's more craziness going on with Johnny Depp's libel trial right now, which is like severed thumb heavy for me. So we'll dive into that as well. And then we'll talk about Big Brother at the end, just to give ourselves like a soothing little solve away from the world. But let's start with the most troubling information of the week. Kanye West on July 4th tweeted he was running for president. He's kind of done this before, hinted he wanted to run for president, but it was very explicit in this tweet. And then Elon Musk was like, I'm right behind you. It was like, oh my gosh, this is so cursed. Like, both of you, so cursed. So everyone was freaking out and was like, oh my gosh, we really cannot handle this right now. It's 4 months away from the election. Can he even do this? The answer is kind of, but he's not. In order to actually make it on the ballot, first of all, he's too late for 6 states, so tough going there.
Yeah.
And then he hasn't filed anything with the FEC or gotten any signatures to get on the ballots for the rest of the states, because you have to get signatures if you're not a Democrat or Republican, don't go through the primary stage. So I think we can collectively say that he said that, but is not running for president. Like,
I was going to say, if he were serious, he would probably follow suit with the steps that you need to take, especially since he brought it up in 2015, first announcing I'm going to run for president in 2020. Like, if it's already on your mind, then you're going to take the steps necessary. And he just didn't. So I feel like it's just Kanye wanting to.
Yeah, it's been a while since he's been in the spotlight. It's another election year, so it's like, all right, time to do my usual. I'm going to announcing for presidency, and no.
And no, there's no campaign manager. He's rich. Like, if he wanted to make this happen, this could have happened, but he didn't.
Especially with Elon Musk backing him. I mean, dude has money.
It's almost like they're egotists who just want attention and don't care about politics or the people who would be under their reign as president.
You don't say.
I know, it's shocking, but nonetheless,
it's a wild thought, Anna.
I know. Kanye West into himself? Who would have thought? I think, honestly, he's just had it out for the presidency since President Obama called him a jackass back whenever he was in office. Honestly, he became really obsessed with it after that and has brought it up ever since. So I think that really hurt his ego, and it's been on the ballot for him ever since, so to say. But the fact that he's probably not actually running for president has not stopped him from giving a lot of interesting little tidbits. He did a Forbes interview, which the magazine itself described as what it was 4 rambling hours of phone interviews. That's how they described it. They didn't even write it up in an article.
Hours.
Yes.
Dang.
They just did bullets because they were like, what he was talking about made no sense. He said that his party would be the birthday party, quote, because when we win, it's everyone's birthday. And his campaign slogan would just be yes, with an exclamation point, kind of like Jeb, exclamation point.
Interesting.
So my takeaway from the interview was he said that he no longer supports Trump, but then also said that he's special, and said Joe Biden was not special, which is, of all the barbs being flung about in this political realm, special and not special. Really
what was the turning point in him not supporting Trump? Because I feel like he shocked everyone when he came out wearing the Make America Great Again hat, and he was like all for it. And now he's not. Do you know what that turning point was, or he
didn't say anything. I don't know if there's much thought that goes behind these things, whether it's just what gets headlines.
Yeah.
I think this is complete 100% an obvious publicity stunt to, get some headlines while he can,
Well, now people are arguing too that you know, he's spoken about being bipolar. And some people are saying, is this like a really big episode for him? Because he typically has one once a year, and he's come out candidly and talked about like how important it is for him to self-medicate and whatever. So could this be a bipolar issue too? I think is probably a good question to lay on the table as well.
Maybe.
It could be. I mean, I'm not here to speak about anyone's, mental health or speculate about that. It's just, it's difficult whenever he's feeling better, that he comes forward and he says, oh, I said all those things while I was having, some kind of problems, but then he never really walks them back. And then just keeps going. And whenever you're talking about things that are so high stakes and you have such a large platform, it starts to feel like really irresponsible. And it starts to be like, where are people who are, supporting him in this? Where are people who are maybe coming forward and being like, hey, you know what, like the whole presidency thing, that's not gonna happen. Not that it's any responsibility, but like,
well, I think that's a good point. He
does have a lot of impact. Yeah,
that's a good point, because he does have a massive audience and impact and reach. And then, so, I think some of the folks around him might, they're possibly, should be a bit of a buffer there, publicity stunt or not,
right.
or in any case, really. I think it's just from a well-being standpoint. That's just my opinion, though. So,
right. Well, I mean, because look at just the political publications in the last week or so. It's been nonstop talk about like, is this going to split the votes? Like, are younger generations going to do this? So there's a lot of really serious consideration being given to this. And then like also in the Forbes interview, he was talking about how vaccines are like the mark of the beast, and how like they will keep people from going to heaven, and how people, like the people who are giving vaccines, want to put chips inside of us to experiment on them, which doesn't sound like someone who is in their right mind would say that. But there is a big political debate about vaccines, and in a time where we're in a pandemic, it's like you can't just come out and say that you're not going to take the COVID vaccine, because that's influencing people, and that's irresponsible at this point,
I would just encourage the folks around him to maybe re-examine what's going on there.
I would like to I would like to question like what his PR team is thinking, if he has one. But I feel like the Kardashians are so, well, then it makes me like circle back and think what Jameson said, that it's a publicity stunt, because the Kardashians I feel like are so tight niched with what they want revealed and what they don't. And so it's like, I understand that you can't control everyone, but I feel like if you're a part of that clan, like, they got to have some reign on what he's talking about,
Well, it kind of reminds me, to make more light of the situation, which is not light, but in The Office, whenever Creed wants to set up a Twitter account or a website, and they just give him a Word document, then write Creed.com at the top.
I'm watching. Okay, hold on. I'm rewatching. My wife and I are rewatching The Office now, and like I know that part is absolutely hilarious. So good.
It's so good. I'm not suggesting that's what anyone does, but like it's something that maybe we should think.
And
about.
He is no question one of the top 3 characters on The Office.
Oh my gosh, he's so funny. If you guys aren't listening to the Office Ladies podcast, like his interviews with them are so funny. So definitely give that a listen. There is one thing that I do want to talk about, like Kanye's quote unquote candidacy, before we take a quick break, because this has been very Kanye heavy for the first part of this podcast. And it's taking more of a joking side. How would a Kardashian White House look like?
The memes.
They're so funny.
Are so great.
I can't even begin to comprehend or think about what just the internet period would look like in that age, because
oh my God, the TikToks and the memes have kept me going these last couple of days. I'm like, this is so great. I kind of almost just want to see it happen for a week, just so we can be blessed with so many memes.
Like that would be like pinnacle point of where truly reality TV has actually engulfed itself and become true reality.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Well, you think
Yeah.
about where Kim started too. Like, just let's like isolate in on Kim. Like, her whole tape with Ray J, and then she's like Paris's best friend, and then she starts in reality television, and then like recently, all of a sudden, is like trying to be a lawyer, and then becomes a billionaire, and then like the first lady. Like, where do you go from there?
You know what? There's not
Where
a
do you
more
go?
American story than that, and I'm not saying that in a complimentary phrase. I mean,
like,
we have precedent. The Apprentice, Donald Trump is a reality star technically, so there's
I
precedent
always
for
forget
this.
about that.
but I would say if the Kardashians got in, that's like a true reality, like in the White House. You know what I mean? Like,
it would be kind of shocking. There would be a lot of Instagramming from inside the White House, which would be new.
I'd be very nervous from a foreign policy standpoint.
I was just about to say that. I was like, I would be very nervous if Kanye was our president. Like,
and a domestic policy. I don't trust him to run stuff in here
I'm saying
either.
That in the context, I'm saying that in the context of like that's already assumed. Like, as soon as that election had, like, if she won that or someone in that family won that, that is automatic. Yeah, from the domestic standpoint. But
God,
yeah.
Courtney would be VP, and then after a week, be like, actually, this is not my passion. I'm just gonna go do things that I am passionate about, which are not eating gluten or sugar.
This is stressing me out. My skin doesn't look beautiful.
But check out Poosh.
That's right. Well, time to open up the internet to our mandated homepage, poosh.com.
Yes, there you go.
So that's fun. If you guys have any funny Kardashian memes or anything, send them our way. We'll give you our Twitter at the end of it because we love it. We're gonna take a quick break and then we'll come back and talk about some of the other news for the week. So be right back. All right, guys, we are back and we are talking about the trial of Johnny Depp, which is not what it's called for sure because it's in British court and they have a different kind of format that I don't know about. But it is interesting. Johnny Depp is taking the witness stand. It's the long-awaited libel case against the parent company of The Sun, which is the British tabloid over there. He sued them a while back, and we've been waiting on this trial to start, and COVID even pushed it back a little bit further. But he sued them for calling him a, quote, wife beater in a headline back in 2018 because his divorce from Amber Heard was back and forth alleging abuse on both sides, basically. So The Sun called him a wife beater. He actually sued, which is interesting because I feel like a lot of celebrities don't actually sue for libel in these cases. And I can understand why now, because he has taken the stand and the stories coming out of him taking the stand, it's like, man, this could not be worse publicity than them calling you a wife beater in a headline.
It's like,
it's crazy.
Bad.
It's bad. I mean, so just
their
the
whole
first
situation is like insane. I feel like it constantly changes and it's nasty. It is not a pleasant situation to be involved in.
It is, and I'm not even going to get into their allegations back and forth of abuse because they're both very convoluted. It seemed like a really toxic situation kind of on both sides because there's recordings and pictures and stuff like that. Like, let's stay out of that.
Both sides of these parties seem, when together, quite toxic, and that's an understatement.
Yes. So agreed. we'll leave that at that, but we will get into some of the more crazy parts of it because it's just like, wait, dude, why would you put yourself in a situation? You're the one who wanted this trial and you're the one who's saying this stuff. Anyways, day one traumatized me forever because he accused Amber Heard of throwing a vodka bottle at him and severing his thumb, which he included a picture of, and I had to see with my own beautiful eyes.
Yeah, it's graphic.
Yes. So severed thumb, insane. Then he accused Amber Heard of pooping in their bed as revenge.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Wait, he was like, it's either her or one of her friends, and I was like, what kind of friends are these? Like, that's it.
So say he also, like, she was bringing in lots of people into his LA penthouse for sure. Like, there's lots of visitors, and I feel like the list just keeps growing.
Yeah, there appears to be a lot of dysfunction in that relationship, and that's the most I'll say. But he was opening up about how he's been on drugs and been using alcohol since he was a child because he had a really unhealthy home situation, which is sad. But then he said that he gave his daughter weed when she was 13. And I was like, well, that's not good at all.
Mm-mm.
Come on.
No.
He said he was so she didn't try it outside the home, but I was like, you know what? There's another thing to prevent that, and it's called parenting. I don't know.
Well said. Well said.
Right? I just, there's more stuff that keeps coming forth. Amber Heard is going to take the stand as well and give her side of a trial. Her representative said to reporters outside the court was like, listen, she doesn't want to be here. She's tried to move on with her life after this marriage came to an end. She got a domestic violence restraining order against him back whenever it was like 2016. So we're 4 years on now. And she's just trying to move on. It's him who wanted this trial and is now dragging all of this out again with this newspaper group. And I kind of have to agree with that. I just don't understand the end game, you know?
I think he's more or less really mad about the fact that he lost his role in Pirates of the Caribbean because of her. And I think that was it, like tainted. I read something that it was where it tainted his whole like image with that franchise, and then was shunned from that based on false accusations. I use air quotes. I think that is why he wants to keep this up, because he was like, I lost out on this and this and that, all because of these, false allegations and whatever. I'm not defending him. I'm just saying I think that's why.
No, I mean, I totally agree. That's definitely happened. I'm just confused because he's suing just the Sun over one headline, and literally everyone was reporting that at the time because their divorce was one of the messiest I've ever seen, and all of that was public documents. So it's like, you really, I mean, I guess the Sun was the only one who explicitly called him a wife beater, and so that's why he was the only one he could go after. But it's like, dude, you are putting up a hell of a legal fight for something that was really widely reported. And I don't think that if they're found guilty of libel or whatever, if they have to pay him however much money, that's not going to change the way that people feel about him. That's already, let's flip the script. I really don't think anything could come out of this trial that makes people be like, you know what? Never mind. Put him back at Pirates of the Caribbean. Let's give him a new franchise. It just seems kind of over for his reputation.
I just feel like it'd be best for all to just move along.
Agreed. But celebrities are really good at letting things go.
I get tired of reading about it, let alone imagine them both having to go through it. It's exhausting, and it's so much to keep up with. I'm just like,
I was looking back on the timeline, and I was like, how old was I when this started? I was a young woman when this all started.
Back in my day.
So was she. Yeah, back in my day. So I don't know. Well, I'm definitely interested to see who takes the stand next. Well, Winona Ryder is scheduled to take the stand, which will be interesting. Because she's his ex and she's supposed to testify to his personality, but I'm not sure if she's testifying on behalf of the newspaper group or on his behalf. So that will be interesting. There's a lot of star-studded stuff going on there, so we'll definitely keep you updated on that trial. Moving on, some good news, finally. Obviously, Big Brother has not been airing this summer. Big bummer. Love Big Brother. Normally I do a fantasy kind of group about it where we all pick contestants and we get points for different things, and then we all win money. So this is mostly a financial thing for me. I'm just kidding. It obviously hasn't been airing because of COVID, but TMZ reported this week that, pandemic be damned, the show is going to be coming out at the end of the summer with an all-star season instead of a normal one, which I love. An all-star season. I'm totally here for it. They said that the all-star format kind of expedites casting, which is why they are like, well, we don't have to explain the game to these people. They already know how to play. We already have done background checks on them. We know what they've been up to. So they are reportedly heading to LA at the end of July to get tested. They'll wait, obviously, and then they'll produce it that way. Because, it's basically a live show. So it's perfect for the pandemic.
This is so great. I'm very excited. I'm not going to lie. I did not watch Big Brother before I started with pop culture. And then after having to cover it, I'm obsessed. I love that show.
It's
Literally
so
obsessed.
good.
It is.
So good.
It really is. And I feel like we need this in a pandemic, okay? It's like we were just talking last week how we have nothing to watch anymore. Now that the hype of Tiger King is done, nobody knows what to watch anymore.
Yeah, Love is Blind is done with. Tiger King is done with. You know, making my way through some other shows, like starting to need something.
Well, and Big Brother, that my only complaint about it normally, whenever it airs when there's not a pandemic, is like did you guys see my cat just try to jump onto my shoulder from the ground?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God, that was so great.
For like a half a second, hold on, for like half a second, I thought that was like a human being in your house.
My God.
Because it comes up like, it was like two arms. I was like, oh my gosh, you're getting robbed on camera.
Well, there you go.
I was worried about letting mine out, but geez.
And she's gone again, so who knows?
Yeah.
Just a sneak attack. Mom. Oh gosh, working from home. Speaking of the pandemic, but my complaint about Big Brother normally is that it's on so much that you miss a couple episodes and you're really behind and it's not so much fun. But this one, no one's got anything going on. I can watch it. Put it on 5 days a week. I don't care. I'll watch it, and it's edited basically live. So I'm very excited. And an all-star season would be a ton of fun. I already have some people that I would like to show up. I think Swaggy and Bailey from, I don't even remember what season it was, just a couple seasons ago, but they've been on The Challenge, and I really like them on The Challenge. They got a bad rap in their actual season, so I'd love them to see them get another chance actually being in the house. Morgan, who she was on the web Big Brother, but I follow her on Instagram and she's delightful. So I would like to see her back on Big Brother. Do you guys have anyone that you wanted to see?
Well, I was going to say, since I haven't really watched it until I started, only from the last 2 seasons, the problem is I can picture them in my head, but I forget the name. I forget the name.
I have a question about this as it gets ramped up. And it's kind of like I guess, I don't want to say you bet on it. That's not good. But do we think that through the production of this show at any time, someone's going to get COVID somehow?
What? I think that if this is my personal opinion. I think if they test all the contestants, but I think that they would have to find a way to isolate the producers and everyone that's even if they all get tested and they all test negative, and then they stay together and they're not going into the outside world. And again, not just the contestants, but people behind the scenes, I think it'll be fine.
Well, that's what they're doing. So, at least with the Bachelorette, the Bachelorette is doing kind of a similar thing. They all are checking into La Quinta resort, back actually where I used to, not the La Quinta Inn that everyone stayed in. I've been to this hotel because I used to live over in Palm Springs. But it's so nice. But they are apparently checking in there and are testing everyone just every few days, production included, no one's leaving. So I that would be what Big Brother would do as well.
Okay, I found the guy. Jackson Mickey.
No, he's a great. Well, he
21. He was one of the winners.
He did problematic stuff though.
He really
we don't want
did.
Him back. Yeah, yes. We don't want him back.
Oh, I did. Oh, I forgot about that.
That was the whole thing. That whole season was everyone was
yeah. Now, no, I thought that was the guy that looked like Aquaman. God,
that was both. It was both of them. There was a lot of stuff that was going down.
We don't want them.
Nope.
My memory's so bad. Please don't blame me.
Yeah, we were not looking for them to be back on the show.
But there was a guy on his season that was so cute, and I cannot forget his name, or I cannot remember his name. I can show you a picture. But
was it Nick?
No, he was so cute and so positive and so happy. It was that guy.
That's too far away. I can't see it.
Wow. This really proves I need to wear my glasses.
I know.
I wish they would tag these people.
This works really well for our audio medium. Sorry.
Right now, she is holding the phone very close to the screen.
Tommy.
Oh, yeah. Tommy. I liked him.
He was cool. Loved Tommy. I don't think that he would win because I think he's so nice. But maybe he's kind of loved by everyone. I did like Tommy.
Casey won her season. She was nice all the time. So I don't know. I think there's room for a
There we
nice
go.
winner. I certainly would not be a nice player if I played Big Brother. I would play hard and go for the win. But that's
Go
why I'm
big or
not
go
on
home.
it. One of the many
Mhm.
reasons. All right, guys. Also, I want Rockstar back just so she can freak out about her daughter's birthday again. I love you, Rockstar. You're the best. On the day or the week of my daughter's birthday. So good.
What did she freak out about? When was this?
Someone did something to her and it was the week of her daughter's birthday and she said that and it turned into a whole meme where it was like, how dare you do this in the year of Rockstar's daughter's birthday?
Oh, I love that so much.
It was very good. So I still use that. Let's move on to our pop culture picks of the week at that. Do you guys have anything that has struck your fancy?
So the fact that Unsolved Mysteries is now playing on Netflix
Yes.
made my life awesome. And we're starting to burn through them. So that's my pick of the week. I've freaking loved that show when it was on originally. So the fact that it's back is awesome, and I'm very happy for it.
I missed that was happening at all, and I signed into Netflix one day, and it was like new episodes of Unsolved Mystery, and I was like, "Excuse me, what?"
It kind of, on the internet, it wasn't like blown up that big of a deal. Like it just kind of, people were like, "Yeah, it's coming back," and then it just went away, and then I kind of forgot about it. Actually, totally forgot about it, and then like you. Popped on Netflix and kapow, it's the number one thing there. I was like, yes.
It was so awesome. I did love the meme where it was like episode 1 through 4, murder, horrible murder. Episode 5, aliens. And there was another meme that I saw where it was like, and I wonder if you could help solve these murders. And it's like me sitting there in my pajamas eating popcorn, probably.
I will do my best. All right, let's do this.
Yeah, I could probably do it. I'm probably smarter than everyone else watching the show.
Dude, I will watch those things until I can't watch anymore. I have to it's like Ice Cream Man. I have to limit myself.
Yes, same. What about you, Victoria?
Well, I was going to say, speaking of not limiting myself, I have discovered Gordon Ramsay Uncharted, and I'm obsessed. If you guys have not watched that show, it is a beautiful mix between food and travel. And Gordon is a fabulous host. So if you guys have not seen that, you should. It's amazing.
Is it like Parts Unknown-esque? Because I miss that show so much.
Now, I have not seen that, so I can't say. Okay. But what I do love about it is that
it kind of is in that ballpark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
we're so used to seeing Gordon Hell's Kitchen, you know what I mean? Intense, yelling over people's shoulders. But it gets him out of his territory and out of his comfort zone. And he learns, it really teaches you about other cultures and what's popular to eat among those cultures. And then he has to make a big dish at the end for someone big and extravagant. And it's just it's
pretty sure he cooked a tarantula on the show.
He ate one. He ate one, and he said that it tasted like a chicken wing.
I feel like everything tastes like a chicken. Like anytime anyone eats anything kind of out of the U.S. palate, they're just like, it tastes like chicken.
How much would someone have to pay you to eat a tarantula live?
Live? Oh, I would never live, but
whoa, hold on. So if someone said, we'll give you $1 million cash.
I do it.
Let me take it back. You don't have to eat the whole thing. You just have to take a bite and one big bite, crunch it up, swallow it, and that's it. $1 million.
Look, and she's like, I don't know.
I think you would have to sedate me for a week afterwards because I would be so grossed out.
You could have as much alcohol as you wanted before.
Okay, yeah, then I'll do it. I'll just get really drunk so I don't remember it because that would haunt me.
At that point, it's just pizza and chicken right there.
Exactly.
But when he ate it,
a little hairy, a little moving.
Yeah, it was a little meaty. He said it tasted like a chicken wing.
Okay, well, I would for $1 million eat one that had been cooked. That would be no problem.
Well, yeah, it was cooked.
It's the live.
He didn't
part
just he didn't pick it up live and eat it. No. He didn't pick it up live and eat it. He cooked it.
Right. That's why Jameson's question threw me off. I was like, wait, I would do. No, wait. Would I? Maybe. Yes.
I want to make you really think.
Yeah. Well, I ate a guinea pig once, so
he ate a
when I was in when I was in Ecuador. Yeah, it's a delicacy down there.
I feel like we need to hear this story.
Yeah, I was down in Ecuador, and that's a delicacy down there. So I paid for a guinea pig, and it showed up. It was not cheap. mind you. And
it good?
It looked just like a guinea pig, unfortunately.
Oh.
So did you just like
and
fall into it like a steak or something?
I had like 2 bites and was like, I can't do it actually. But I mean, it tasted like duck, kind of greasy.
Interesting.
But I'm so sorry, guinea pigs.
I've had cow heart and it was great.
Interesting.
In Peru, yeah. Same thing, same type deal, but it was awesome.
Okay. Yeah, right. Where you're like, I just have to do it, but I don't want to.
Sorry for derailing.
Sorry, I never intended for that to be my pop pick of the week, but we're gonna let that be the pick of the week.
Talk about the weird stuff we've eaten.
Yeah.
I guess mine would be, so I got to interview this week for our Pop Culture at Home series. One of my personal favorite people, like I got the email from his PR person, was like, oh, yes, when can we do this? It's Jackson Galaxy from My Cat from Hell. As everyone knows that I have a cat from hell who just tried to like tackle me during this podcast. So we got to talk this week. They're doing a new show. It's called My Cat from Hell, Cat Shit Crazy. That is coming out later in July. It's just a special and it's about like quarantine cat behavior. But I loved My Cat from Hell when it was on originally. He's so cool. And we got to talk about cats and how much they hate us being home during quarantine. Which
oh my God, that's amazing.
Very funny. So that was my pick of the week.
Nice.
The interview will be out probably next week. So you'll have to wait on that. But this is the anticipation if you are like me and like cats.
Right here.
Yeah, cool.
Yay.
All right, guys, that'll be it from us this week. Don't forget to follow popculture.com. We've got all your up-to-date news. We're on Facebook if you want to follow us there. I'm at Twitter at Anna Rumor.
I'm at Jameson G. Brown.
And I'm at V Megotomy.
Yeah, send those Kardashian memes over. We mentioned it earlier, but this is where you do it. This is your reminder. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, basically wherever you get a podcast, we are there. And we'll see you next week.